Hello everyone, welcome to EPCC TV News. My name is Rick.
And my name is Vianney. We have an exciting lineup of stories today for you all.
First, we're starting with our segment of the downtown art scene, followed by bowling, El Paso hockey, suicide awareness, the local skating community, health awareness, and lastly, Hispanic Heritage Month art exhibit.
First, let's look at how the art scene is taking over the downtown area.
All my life I've wondered if El Paso was more than just a brown, dusty desert. What is it that has changed to make this city more beautiful than ever? So today we're going over to a friend Victor's house. He's part of this large art collective called Los Visionaries. They're a group of people who come together in all different types of art form and make all different types of visual art. So we're gonna go talk to him right now, see what he has to say about art, El Paso, and El Paso art in general. I'm here with Victor Soto. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Definitely, man. But now that we know, we've heard it a million times, like you have to leave El Paso to make it big as an artist. But what if you could plant your roots here and be like, El Paso is like gonna be a new mecca for art?
I know initially like it started with art and stuff, but I know that art is whatever, you know, you want to make it, really. It's up to your own perspective, but there's many other forms of art, you know, music, photography, videography, just everything could be art. Yeah, I mean, and it's really up to us, you know what I mean?
Do you feel like you're fulfilled here in El Paso? Like, has this place been good for your growth as an artist?
As an artist, yes. Right now we're at the point where we could really start seeing it like flourish. So it's really nice to be part of that growth and be part of that movement, you know what I mean? As opposed to in LA, they've been doing it for years, you know what I mean?
Right. Right now we're heading to a samba group class, which one of my good friends and El Paso music veterans, David Franco, is a part of. And he's been around for a long time, so we're gonna see if we can get him to give us a little more perspective on the whole scene. What do you think about the scene right now in 2017 as far as music, art in El Paso?
Oh, I love it. When it comes to the musicians now, it's funny, the numbers have dwindled in school programs and all that, but I feel like the concentration has gotten more intense. And what I mean by that is it's gotten more intricate. It's lots of these kids that I see playing music now or in the music programs, they're better musicians than I've ever been. Getting involved. The digital era, the one thing that does annoy me, one hit is all you need. Because that's about the attention span most people have now. They just have one song and boom, jump on to the next one.
A central element to the revitalization of downtown El Paso is the reuse of existing historic buildings, which Plan El Paso notes are not merely a nostalgic reminder of previous decades or centuries. They represent a significant amount of embodied materials, energy, time, and labor that were put into their creation. Now with social media, it's made the community stronger. Local music scene has grown so much in El Paso and offers a musical identity that's different and diverse from most places because of the border town influence. We've only scratched the surface of the El Paso art scene. It's up to you to go discover the rest for yourself. I'm Mark Jennison with EPCC News, and I'll see you around town.
So it's out with the old and in with the new. All this new planning will once again make downtown El Paso a vibrant destination and center of culture, shopping, government, and of course, the arts. It takes all of us to bring pride back to our streets. I'm Michael Stark, back to you.
Now, for a very serious problem plaguing students and adults, you might have experienced this when you were at school. Here's Diego Gutierrez's special report on bullying.
Did you know that 3.2 million students are bullied every single year? According to statistics from DoSomething.org, 17% of American students report being bullied 2 to 3 times a month or more within a semester. So what is bullying?
Bullying is a control mechanism. People use bullying because they fear the other person. They fear what they can do. So they try and control them by instilling fear in somebody else.
Bullying usually means to me would be hazing, teasing, beating somebody up, torturing them, and much more to like physical, psychological, where it does like harm to an individual or a group of people.
I would say somebody that doesn't feel comfortable with each other and they feel the need to like bug somebody else in order for them to be happy, to cope whatever they're going through.
Are there different types of bullying?
Yes, there's all kinds of bullying. It happens, of course, in schools. It happens a whole lot because sometimes kids are more cruel than even adults, you know. But then there's bullying at work. There's bullying everywhere you go. People will try and exercise control by making you feel inferior.
Is bullying common?
Well, in some instances where I live, probably yes, because a lot of people think they're superior, or they're just like there's arrogance somewhere around there, and then some other people can't even defend themselves. So it just depends how you see it.
Is bullying common?
Oh, it's very common. People always try and people that feel that they're superior for whatever reason want to make people feel inferior, because that's a source of power. So if you can get somebody to buy in your bullying, then you have them under control. They have them under control. The thing on bullying, if you want to eliminate it, what you have to do is you have to face the bully, because the bully is not used to getting faced. And once you face them, or you not attack them but confront them, they usually back off. They back off and they become meek and even afraid sometimes.
Have you ever been bullied before?
Back in middle school, I did. I learned to overcome, the people that have been in my life. It's a scary thing to do because a lot of the bullying sometimes leads to suicides and all of that stuff, and you don't really want to go through all of that.
What is the physical nature on kids and adults bullying each other, including taunting?
Well, like I said before, kids can be even more cruel than adults, because they will use language, or they will use what they call cut down words and things to make people feel really inferior. And sometimes that inferiority carries on out into life, and some of those individuals are never really able to face anybody else sometimes because of the fear that they got when they were little. So it can become a very debilitating feeling, because you have fear of dealing with other people.
What is some good advice you would give to someone that is being bullied?
To those who are being bullied, be yourself, be your own kind of person. Don't let anybody else bring you down.
Well, like I said, the first thing to do is to just confront that person, and never never just go away and not face it, because if you don't face it, it's just going to continue. So you're giving permission to the person to continue the bullying if you don't face them. Now, that could be a little bit fearful because the person might be bigger or stronger than you,
but they really, most of them never anticipate somebody actually facing them, challenging them. So that's what you got to do.
Just be yourself. Be yourself and be your own kind of person. Don't be a follower. Always be a leader, you know?
Bullying is a constant issue that children and adults both must face.
Yes, about 1 in 4 children are bullied, whether or not it's physical, verbal, in the playground, or in the internet. If you happen to see bullying, do something about it. Speak up. Not many people are aware of El Paso's hockey team. We had Austin go out and find out what they're all about.
Here I am standing in front of the Sierra Providence Event Center. On any given weekend between the months of October and March, you can see thousands of people flowing through these doors. This is the home of the El Paso Rhinos. Today we are able to go and speak with head coach of the Rhinos, Coach Corey Herman.
The Rhinos formed from our youth hockey program back in 2001. The actual Rhinos junior team that currently play in the event center, they came in 2006. Well, the best way for us to advertise basically is through through the junior team. We're very fortunate that we have a very good fan base and a following. We have a lot of die-hard fans, very faithful fans. When you play in front of a sold-out crowd pretty much every night, a lot of youth hockey. We get a lot of youth hockey players, a lot of kids that want to go public skating, figure skating, learn to skate. So it's really, ever since the Rhinos team has come, our program has significantly grown, significantly.
Court and Brody Surratt take down the Sayer. Sayer and Vornan 2-on-1, back to Sayer, score! Bang, bang!
After, about, I think it was like 7 or 8 years of the Rhino team, that's when we started the UTEP Miners team. Last season the Miners won their conference, and they're only in their second year in existence. So yeah, that's a big, I guess, feather in their hat. Oh no, that's just from like once the Rhinos came, everything started getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's when then Coronado started having a high school team, and now Franklin has a high school team. It's just all stems from the Rhinos playing here and the success of the Rhinos.
So Sayer scores! The Texas hat trick!
We started the high school program 6 years ago. This is our 7th year of having a Coronado T-Bird team. So we've been at it for a little bit here. The program's been growing, seeing growth in the number of the kids, which is kind of what we want to see.
It's been good. It's usually a tight group of guys, so it's a good team building and a lot of fun to travel with the guys, play different teams around.
We gotten close one time before. We were in playoffs last year, but it didn't really go that well.
A number of new faces this year, and we've seen that pretty much every year that we've had the program, where kids will show up that literally have never played hockey or even skated before, but they hear about it from a friend. They're just kind of intrigued by it. Hockey's not a natural sport in El Paso, but typically once the kids get on the ice and they try it, they love it. It's just a really fun sport to play.
The Rhino team came in 2006, but the growth from 2006 till now has been very significant just because of the Rhinos team. Our best advertising is when a family comes and sees a Rhino game. Then after the game, they get to skate, with the players and stuff like that. So we get a lot of youth players, like either youth hockey players, figure skating or public skating or anything like that from the Rhino games.
Owens, Cal Owens, not 6 Fagelin. Owens, oh, there goes a whole pane of glass.
So there you have it, EPCC. The El Paso Rhinos have already started their 2017 campaign on a very successful note, picking up a couple victories on the road. They do start their first homestand of the season on the weekend of October 27th through the 29th. They do sell tickets starting at $5, ranging all the way to $35, where they can be purchased at any Ticketmaster location or at the El Paso Coliseum. If you want to do something fun for the family as well, they do offer free skating after the games. So be sure to visit the Sierra Providence Event Center and catch a Rhinos game this season. I'm logging off for EPCC TV. This is Austin Young.
Bullying is a constant issue that children and adults both must face. I myself have been investigating the topic of bullying and how it may be tied to suicide. I spoke to an expert who can provide more insight onto this somber topic.
I think people tend to think it's mainly with teens because that's what we hear about a lot, you know, in the news, especially locally, teens or young adolescents. But it's actually an issue that can affect anyone of any age at any time. So it is a major issue. It's not something that should be swept under the rug. It's something that needs to be addressed. Usually people are going through some type of emotional turmoil, whether it's depression from job loss, divorce, loss of a loved one. Usually there's a feeling of hopelessness. They have no reason to go on. They feel they have no reason to go on, no purpose. And that sense of hopelessness is just kind of like a hole. It just keeps getting deeper and deeper, and they feel there's no other way out. If you know of somebody that's going through a hard time, like I mentioned before, you know, if somebody's going through a divorce or they just recently lost a job, or more recently, let's say Hurricane Harvey victims, you're going to be seeing a lot of issues coming up, you know, anxiety, depression, all of that. If you know that somebody's going through a hard time, check in on them, you know, be there for them. Sometimes people don't say anything or they don't reach out because they don't know the right thing to say. But it's not necessarily having the right thing to say, it's actually showing them that you are there for them, being a good support system for them. And like I said, just checking in on them. A lot of times somebody contemplating suicide, what they'll start showing signs, you know, giving away prized possessions, saying goodbye, things like that. Let's say somebody who has been going through depression, all of a sudden they're a little bit more upbeat, like, oh, all of a sudden things are going to get better now. They have a better outlook. Those are kind of little telltale signs that they're contemplating suicide. I think it does bring it's easier to talk about because there is that stigma surrounding suicide. You see it across everywhere, you know, culturally. Certain religions, you know, up until recently, the Catholic Church wouldn't recognize and give a proper funeral or a mass for a suicide victim. That's changing, so people are becoming more understanding of the reasons for it and the fact that people aren't alone. They don't want people to feel alone. So I think that with celebrities that do commit suicide, it's bringing it to the forefront. It's kind of putting it out there in your face that this is something real. It can affect anybody.
What I think about suicide is that it's a complicated issue towards an individual and to their loved ones, since it involves death, and death cannot be brought back. It cannot be brought back from life, and it'll hurt your loved ones, and it'll actually create more problems towards your loved ones because they have to now take care of you, take care of your body, and of the problems you had to solve. No, I don't think this is addressed enough because there's more suicidal rates climbing up, and more people are dying because killing themselves because not many people are paying attention to them. They're famous people, and like the whole world knows them, and so more people will be more involved on suicidal people because they don't want that to happen. I'll go with that person and talk to them, make sure they're doing fine. I'll be with them all the time, and also I will seek their loved ones, like family parents, and if it's to an extreme point, I'll go to a professional, and so on. my message to them will be, excuse me, I would say seek help. Not to, life is a precious thing. It's the most beautiful thing there is. The whole world, the universe. It can be tough sometimes, but it's worth it at the end because you'll feel accomplished of something, and you'll feel better at the end if you seek help. And
You're not alone. You do have a purpose in life. There are people that love you, and there's always, always hope. Just ask for help.
In the past 10 years, the government built over 10 high-quality new skate parks all around the city, from the northeast to the east and to the lower valley. There are a lot of new skate parks that are built now, so persons can practice all over the city. I'm going to present you a little glimpse of what's going on in there. The city government has been building high-quality new skate parks all around the city in the last few years, and have helped persons who skated already to keep practicing the sport, and to inspire other kids to start skating too. We are going to interview Gilbert Blanco, a 56-year-old skateboarder who has been skating before the city had built these new skate parks. Good. For how long have you been skating?
I started in 1974, was when I got my first skateboard.
Amazing. And how was skateboarding back in the day?
Well, all we had, we would go into Beaumont, and there was a hill, it was called Black Hill, and we used to go down, we used to bomb hills, the freeways when they were building them, and the place, the ditches, the one they called it the Worm, but also they had two skate parks they built in the late 70s, but they had to tear them down because kids were getting hurt and they were lawsuits, and so they tore all the skate parks down throughout the U.S.
The city has also built new ditches for water draining, and by a project presented by Paul Zimmerman, they turned them into a skatable ditch, a place with a double use. There is also a skate park, part of the new social recreation center in the west side of the city, that includes a skate park, a dog park, and a water park next to it.
My name is Emmanuel Obi, and I'm a 26-year-old skateboarder. I live here in El Paso, Texas, and I've been skateboarding for 6 years. This park right here, this one, it's about a 15-minute drive from my house. And this park's relatively new. I think it was built 2009. So I think this park's cool because it brings together a lot of people. I've met a lot of people here. I've had a lot of good times. It helps out for a lot of people. A lot of people go out and get in trouble and everything, do not so smart things. But a lot of people come here instead, that used to do. They started coming to the skate park. This place really turned my life around personally. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of people could say that skateboarding has turned their life around. And having a park here is perfect because it's really close to my house, in addition to another park that's walking distance from my house. So just skate every day. That's what life's all about.
These parks have helped many persons around the community to practice the sport, or just to have fun in it. If there's not one around your neighborhood, contact your city representative to let them know about your needs.
Obesity is a problem that is attacking in any age range. Obesity tends to lead to severe problems that can include high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or diabetes. Therefore, it is important to know how to prevent getting overweight. A concern on EPCC Vibrante campus is just having a single food option that does not help maintain a healthy diet. Let's see Vianney's report on the opinion of students on this concern.
Over the past few years, many adults are having trouble with obesity and being overweight. According to the National Health and Nutrition Examination Services, adults between the ages of 18 to 25 are having increasing problems with being overweight. This age range represents the majority of college-going students. Having a healthy diet includes eating 5 meals a day. However, EPCC students here at Valle Verde campus do not have the option of eating this amount of meals because there's only one restaurant here, which is Subway. Is it a coffee shop and a Subway enough for EPCC students? Today we're going to hear the opinion of EPCC students to see whether it is enough just to have one healthy restaurant here, which is Subway. What do you believe about having Subway as the only food option?
I think it's great because Subway is just like a healthy choice all the time. It's better than getting some junk food than having a McDonald's and just eating something bad that's not good for your body. So Subway is just a good alternative for the students here.
So do you believe if adding another restaurant can impact on the weight of each EPCC student?
It just depends on what the place is. If it's like a fast food oriented type place, then yeah, it might affect people in the long run. People might not see it at first, but it might just create like a little chain link. So that's why I believe Subway is just a good fit for the kids here at EPCC.
So what do you believe about having Subway as the only food option here at EPCC Valle Verde?
I probably went a couple times. I think it's fresh and everything, but we should have more options. I know UTEP has a lot more restaurants, so it would be cool to have more choices.
Many people believe that the primary cause of obesity is eating fast food and not exercising enough. Obesity is a problem that 2 out of 3 people are having every day in their lives. This is why we decided to make an interview to a trainer to see what is the proper amount of meals and exercise that the body needs every day. Meals are recommendable for a person.
It's recommendable from 3 to 5 and not to eat dinner after 6.
So what meals do you think people should eat to be healthier?
More greens, and I say more protein, but like chicken and fish.
Okay. So how much time do you dedicate to exercise?
About from 1 hour and a half to 2 hours every day.
So what do you think about having Subway here at campus?
I think it's very good. It's better than McDonald's or a Whataburger. It's way more healthy.
So you think it's not necessary to add more food here at campus?
I don't think so, because just having that one option limits the getting something else, and I think it's better.
Nearly 1 in 3 individuals is obese worldwide. Despite the well-known health risk of being obese, only some of these individuals attempt to lose weight. Eating healthy and exercises is a great way to prevent obesity. There are very few food options on most of the EPCC campuses. At the Valle Verde campus, our only food option is the Subway restaurant. While it is possible to eat healthy at Subway, many students are concerned about the lack of food restaurant options. Reporting live for EPCC Valle Verde, this was Vianney Zuniga for EPCC TV.
And that's all we have for you guys today. My name is Rick.
And I'm Vianney. This is EPCC TV News. Until next time.